Welcome back to another episode of yours truly, Trisha. Today I am sharing a little story about something that happened recently, and it was a big deal to me because it's something that I have been wanting to do for such a long time, but never did because maybe out of fear. So this is what I did. I reached out to my stepfather after over 20 years of not speaking. So if you have listened to a few episodes, my mom had remarried my mom and my dad had divorced when I was around 3. My mom had remarried. She was with my stepfather for over 17, 18 years, and I lived with them. He raised me, and then after they had divorced, my mom had remarried my dad. So at that point, we had lost touch, and I don't know if it was because I was young and I was at a stage where I didn't really understand really like what was happening, and obviously I was on this high of that my mom was remarrying my real dad, and a lot had happened between my mom and my stepfather. So of course, I had sided with my mom. I don't even remember really the last time I spoke to my stepfather. So it was a big whirlwind of things happening in my family's lives. One being that my mom was remarrying my real dad after so many years. So that was like a daughter's dream come true. So with that said, years went by. I got married. I had 2 kids. But there was always a part of me, and people would always often ask, have you spoke to your stepfather? You didn't stay in touch with him. He raised you. Like I would get all these comments, and of course, they would hit my heart a little bit, and at first I thought nothing of it. I thought, like it's just my mom married my real dad, and that was it, and I moved on, and we didn't stay in touch. And I should mention though, I did stay in touch with he had a daughter from another marriage, so I did stay in touch with my stepsister. Here and there. But I hadn't spoke to my stepfather, Bruce, in over 20 years. So, a lot had happened over last year where, I really took some time to dig deep and to really understand where maybe I need some healing. And I think this was a really big part of my healing process. And I mean, that's a story for another day and talking things that I was going through in 2023. But I felt like it was time that I reach out to my stepfather and just say hello and see how he's doing. Actually, I reached out on Facebook first, and he didn't reply. So maybe because we weren't friends, so he didn't get the message. And then I reached out to my stepsister and I asked if I could have his number. So I texted him again. It took some time. So I thought, okay, like maybe he's just like not ready, or maybe he doesn't want to hear from me. I don't know. But then it came Christmas, and he replied back, and he wrote it was such a nice reply. And for me, I reached out and I had said to him, I'm sorry it's taken me so long, and I wish I'd reached out sooner, and I apologize. And I kind of explained, like I shouldn't have let time pass by. And his reply to that was that he felt the same, and that it was two-way street. He also touched on some childhood memories, and which was really nice because there's a lot of my childhood that I had forgotten about because of my parents getting back together and things, a lot of things that happened with my stepfather. I don't know why I had blacked out or blocked out of my memory, but he had brought up all these beautiful memories of us living on this farm, and with my dog Jessie. It was really, really nice. And so we had chatted back and forth, and I won't get into the full story of it, but we connected, and it felt good, and my heart feels at peace, and I'm so happy that I did that. And I think the lesson for me is that, or the lesson to you, or the lesson I want to share, is that you just shouldn't wait. And if you are thinking about someone, there's no harm in just reaching out and saying hello and seeing how they're doing, because maybe they were feeling the same way. And I'm glad I didn't wait any longer, because life's too short. Life is very precious, and we shouldn't take that for granted. So yeah, that's my story, and I feel good about it. And maybe one day down the road, he'll get to meet my daughters, and I think that would be really, really special too. And I hope I can share that story with you as well. Thanks for listening.